All right. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamu alaikum, sisters, and welcome back after a long break of about a month. I'm sure you guys have missed me, and I miss reading the book and discussing it with all of you. There is some problem with my camera today, so bear with me. But inshallah, I will share the screen and we will get back to where we left from. We were doing our positive discipline tools, and I think we have done three or four, and we will continue with further. We will keep our discussion in between, and we will keep giving tasks to each other. Before we start, does anyone want to share anything? What happened in this 1 month in their parenting journey? Anything that has helped them from the book? Any tool you applied, or any moment of conscious parenting you have been through?
I think for me, I have done the non-verbal signals. I tried that. I'm actually working on it.
Okay,
Still
great.
work in progress, but at least I can say that
Yeah,
it
mashallah.
does work. Alhamdulillah, it
Mm-hmm.
does work.
Yeah, it
And
does. Okay,
and
good.
then agreed upon deadlines.
Mm-hmm.
We've worked on it as well. Still, sometimes it doesn't work, but most of the
Yeah.
times it does.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and there will always happen these times, these times will always happen because um for us adults even the things are never linear, right? Jividia, I'm not sharing the screen. Inshallah, I will do it now. I had stopped for a while. I will do it. Okay, so we are going to start from be there. Okay, so we will not do too much reading today just because we are trying to get back to the routine. We will read maybe one or two, and then we will give task until the next week, inshallah. Right? Okay, so Faiza, can you read now?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
I think we did allowance, right?
we have done. Yeah, so
So,
after allowance, it's be there. Is it? Yeah,
okay, so we have to start from be there.
be there. Yes.
Okay, so this is one of my Noha favorite tools. It is also one that came to me in my own parenting journey. It happened one random day. I cannot recall the specific details, but I remember I was cooking dinner, having a great conversation with one of my children who approached me with a concern. The whole exchange took 15 minutes at most. However, afterwards, I reflected on what a lost opportunity it would have been if I was not there to address that concern at that moment. And with that, be there crystallized. For parents living in the West, there is a lot of talk about spending quality time with each child. As a mother of four children, very close in age, and with the full responsibility of the household on my shoulders, I did not have much time for this idyllic special time with each one of my children. Instead, I chose to be there for the impromptu and spontaneous moments that would come up. I believe I made every moment count. Being there meant the following: prioritizing time with family over other obligations, dropping everything I was doing when one of my children approached me to talk, minimizing my commitments when my children were home, turning off TV and other screens when my children were around, being in the family room or the kitchen where my children could easily approach me, ex- exuding an inviting attitude, etc. It is amazing what happens when you become intentional but about being there. Over the years, some of the best conversations
Yeah, it's a very difficult word.
serendipitously took place
Serendipitously.
in my family
Hmm.
simply because I was there. I don't know what this means, but
Yeah,
um,
we can search out. Hmm. Yeah.
okay. Shall I continue?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so my children are adults now, but be there continues to be one of my mottos. Whenever they visit, I invoke be there and change my schedule and routines accordingly. We invite you to do the same.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Okay, now reflections. Who wants to start? Want to reflect anything on this?
I think it
Anyone
does
else?
work. It does
Mhm.
work. Children needs
Useful
attention.
too. It does work, and actually, naturally, children are prone to, they crave for our time. So
Javeria,
it's
your
their
voice,
highest.
your voice is very low and it's breaking sort of. Maybe just change a little bit of position. Maybe it will work. Or maybe you can write in the chat if there's a problem. Yeah. Anyone else, Sister Yasmin or Sister Faiza?
Okay, so yeah, I was saying that with this be there thing, children needs attention. Doesn't matter how old they are. I think every age group has this
Every
need.
age
I
group.
think even with we adults, we have this need as well. So it does
Mm.
work. It
Yeah,
does work every time.
this is what I was about to say. You know, as an adult, we always want, when, of course, I will give the example of husbands, when they are not looking at us and when they're just on their mobile or watching football match, but the World Cup is here now. So may Allah help us. And we want them to just listen, and mostly it's not the long conversation, maybe it's 5 minutes or something like this, but just want them to be there. And I know this, I am always complaining like, can you just not put this thing aside for 5 minutes and just listen to me? And most of the fights, I think they come from this, when you feel like no one is there for you to listen, no one is there for you to talk. And with the children also, what I have seen, when they start coming to you, like in this example the author has shared, when a child come and just randomly sharing something with you, children do this many times, but when they see you are always busy cooking or cleaning or maybe working or anything, they slowly stop coming to you, and you will not even know, you will not even realize when it will stop happening. And then one day you see they are adults or grown-ups, and they're no more talking to you, they are maybe in their rooms and things like this, and then we wonder how it happens, right? So children really do understand when they are being listened to, when they are being valued, and when they feel like their discussions or conversations do not matter to the parents, then they just stop. And then this is where they find their peers, and something, what we say about wrong friendships or things like this may happen if they feel no one is there. So it's very important.
That's true.
I want to see Javeria's message, but I can't see that. Uh, I don't know what is happening with my Zoom today. Okay, Javeria is saying, I think children naturally expect from us to be there for themselves, and it's their biggest demand and our biggest struggle as well. Yes, that's so true. They always want this because, in children's world, only parents exist. And if we are not there, then what's the point? Okay. What is happening to my screen? I don't know. Can you see this? But my WhatsApp is also.
Yeah, I can see the screen.
Okay, is it fine? Okay. All right. Um,
Mhm.
Sister Yasmin, do you want to share something or write something, or you can be busy? That's fine if you want to.
No, I was just thinking what everyone was saying was right.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
agree with a lot of the things that you guys are saying about being
Yeah.
there for the children, being present in the moment. And I feel like
Yeah.
the time flies by really fast, doesn't it? And then you kind of sit there and kind of like think about it and
Mm.
regret times that you should have been there when it was time to be there.
Yeah.
They grow up really fast as well, don't they, these children?
Exactly. And I'm so sorry. I should have. I just realized I did not ask you to introduce yourself. Would you like to?
My name's Yasmin. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Rahmatullah.
So, So, like little bit about yourself or your family or your children, if you want to.
So I have two children. I have a daughter, 6-year-old, and I have a son, 5-year-old.
Mashallah,
A single
very, very
parent.
formative years, important years. And
Yeah,
you are stay-at-home mom or working mother?
working full-time mom.
Okay, mashallah.
Just-
And you found out this time. Amazing.
I'm working while you guys are reading as well, so I'm doing 2 in 1 right
Oh
now.
my God.
Sometimes I have
Yeah.
meetings and stuff, so I can't
Yeah.
attend. I have no
Yeah.
meeting, so I've just got a couple of like background
Mm.
work to do. So I'm just doing that while
Mm.
so reading.
Yeah. May Allah bless you. May Allah help you and make it easy for all of us. Ameen.
I mean,
All right, sister Faiza.
shall
Sister
I
Faiza is
continue?
our usual reader. She is the one who has been reading for us since the beginning of this book club, and we enjoy listening to her.
That's nice.
I love reading it. Closet listening. This tool is an extension of Be There to simply keep your ears and eyes open whenever you are in proximity of your child. As you listen and watch, keep track of questions, concerns, or reflections you may have, and then share them with your child in private. Examples of closet listening. When your children are engaged with other children during play dates, after a game, as team members are walking away from the field, while shuffling kids to and from school, when you befriend your child on social media sites. Closet listening is not spying. Spying is whenever you are checking on your children behind their backs. With closet listening, you are visibly there and the child knows that you can hear what is being said. Some parents believe they have the right to spy on their child in the name of protecting them. We disagree. Allah is very clear in forbidding spying. Avoid spying and backbiting each other.
Mm.
Wow. Inevitably, while closet listening, you will come across something that is worrisome. Avoid instantly addressing your concern while friends are still around. Choose an appropriate time. Ensure it is a private and respectful conversation and use the tool. Mm,
I
I
noticed.
noticed. I
Yeah,
noticed.
it will come later. So before we discuss on this closet listening, I want to know your views on the spying, which means sometimes, as it has mentioned, usually the grown-up children, teens and all, and parents are checking the mobile phones and other things. What do you guys think about this? I used to think
Mm,
it was fair.
I would say depending on
Mm-hmm.
this, like, so this society right now is a lot to do with social media
Yeah.
and things that go online. So I wouldn't say it's like spying's not a good thing, but I would say that you should have things in place that protects your child as well, because there's a lot out there in social media form where people get drawn to wrong things, and um, you get bullying online, and you don't know what's going on. And I've heard stories of like children getting like locked up in their room because they're just focused on their computer and on the
Yeah.
online world so much they get drawn into it. And
Mm-hmm.
some children, like some parents, don't pay that much of attention, thinking it's okay, it's just some video games, and you know, they're doing much, they're just on the computer talking to their friends. And I feel like then it turns out to be a lot more than that. So yeah, spying is wrong, but I think if you already have an open relationship by being there with the children, then I feel like that spying you wouldn't need to do that. But then
Yeah.
you you should always put precautions in place so you know what is
Mm.
actually going on in the child's life.
Mm.
But it really depends on the relationship with the child, because children are really good at hiding stuff, because we
Yes.
used to be really good at hiding things from our
Yeah.
parents.
Yeah, we used to, and now there's too much more like incognito tabs
Yeah, so our world
and
is different
yes.
with the children growing up more, isn't it?
Mm. They're like subhanallah, I always say this, it's better not to give children such mobiles at all rather than being continually worrying about what they are doing. Because it's so much, you can archive your chats, you can delete the history. Delete the history is such a minor thing. I think there's much more things now which we do not even know. So, okay, anyone else wants to say anything.
Well, I think as Sister Yasmin said, I agree with her that it's very important. We won't need to spy on them if we
Hmm.
have that open relationship. But
Hmm.
every child is different. Some
Hmm.
children are very open, but
Hmm.
with the introverts, the
Yeah.
one who does not like to share anything,
Hmm.
and then
Hmm.
one fine day you get to know that, okay, a lot's been
Hmm.
going on in their life which you don't know about.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think with that child,
Hmm.
it's very hard not to spy on them. It's very hard.
Hmm.
I know it's wrong, but we
Hmm.
still need something in place to, like, as Sister said, I think with healthy boundaries are very
Hmm.
important. But
Yeah.
with spying, as in, spying is when the child doesn't know. But I think if your
Hmm.
child knows that their device
They will be
has,
in check.
their parents have the
Yeah.
access to their device,
Hmm.
I
Yes.
think you don't
That's
need to spy.
hmm.
Then they already know that, we can check their device anytime, whenever we want to.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. I think this is the important point you have raised. When I'm giving them, for example, a tablet or something, but they know it's accessible to mommy always, and she can take it anytime, she can check anytime, then that's not the spying. Yes,
Mm.
it's very important. And as you said about, introvert child, and this is why in the beginning of this book, chapter number 2, we read Understanding Our Children. So there are different um, types of children, different way the children behave. If we know this already, then it's helpful for us to know what are they doing, why they are doing so, and things like this. Okay, so basically now,
1 minute hold कीजिएगा sister, please, just one
yeah, sure.
second.
I'm also just trying to see chat from Javeria. What is happening with Zoom is kind of. Javeria, write something else in the chat, then I can see it. Otherwise, it just goes away. Also about closet listening, I was, just thinking. So, okay, Sister okay, Javeria is saying it is not about only social media sites. Sometimes I follow my kid where
Okay.
he is at his friend's place, who is his neighbor also. Keep checking on him. He knows I'm around and he may stay mindful. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Not just social media. Just when they are playing with the children. Yes, I agree, sister. Closet listening also is why it is important in my view also because, sometimes something happens when our children are playing or with the siblings something, and we have this strong urge to just address the situation right now. We sometimes take every opportunity like a teaching opportunity, and we should advise our child and we should just teach this thing, but it's not always the right time. And sometimes because they might feel embarrassed, sometimes we cannot address the situation because they are not fully um, open to the discussion. So it's very important you just note down the things. Sometimes I do this. I have when I have my mobile with me, I write down the notes. This is happening, or maybe sometimes they ask a question, and I'm in the middle of something, and I just write it down, and then I said, okay, I will come back to this, and then depending on if I need to discuss the thing alone with them, or sometimes I just pass this on to their father, like discuss this thing. Okay, so shall we continue?
Sure. Okay, so
Hmm.
come back with your plan. This tool is simply granting children the space to come up with a plan. It empowers children to think critically and creatively. When children practice the process of coming up with solutions, they are likely to be proactive adults who rarely see themselves as victims. It is simply asking, what is your plan about?
Hmm.
Examples of come back with your plan. When siblings fight over a toy, game, front seat, etc. When a child has a school project requiring many trips to the store. When a child wants to buy something beyond allowance limits. And when a child wants to change the schedule of chores.
Before we discuss this, I have just seen Sister Javeria's message. Like she's saying, I'm not good at closet listening because I end up interrupting. So it's okay, Sister Deveria. We all are learning, inshallah, slowly, slowly. I have read it somewhere. The good parents have lots of bite marks on their tongue. So what does it mean is when you are really, really wanting to lecture, you just bite your tongue and you have to stop yourself. So when we are doing conscious parenting, and now that we are back with our book club and inshallah back with the reminders to each others, it will be inshallah easier and you are consciously doing it. Maybe not immediately you will stop, but slowly, slowly, I don't need to lecture this or I don't need to tell this. And as I said, what I do, because I have this urge, so I will immediately write this in my phone. So you can do the same thing, maybe make a note or something and then talk to him later when you think he will be ready, inshallah. And this is also about with come back with your plan. Um, like many times it happens when I see my children fighting or something and I don't have patience of at the time dealing with this, then I sometimes leave this thing and then I come back with the plan and I talk to them. Okay, listening, this is happening these days. What do you think? How can we solve this? And what can happen next time? Uh, this really works. I am doing this with my children for quite some time, and it always works when they are fighting or when they are in the moment. For example, the second example they have given of a school project. As child is doing this over and over again. First you go to the market, then he forgets again, then you go again, and you are frustrated. But talking at this time may ruin his project or something like this. But after he's done, sit with your child and discuss what we can do differently next time. So children usually come up with the solution. So I do this with my children, and sometimes they do come up with the solution. Sometimes I discuss with them, and slowly things get better. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's right. I think this is very helpful in making their decision-making ability
Yes, yes,
better as well,
yes,
because they will
definitely.
take the responsibility of their decisions then if they are
Mm,
given a chance.
yeah, definitely. They're not always overwhelmed and they're not always like it gives them problem solving. If I have not done this better, I think inshallah in the future they will also be doing this, when they're grown up, they're adults, they're going out in the life and they find some difficult situation, maybe they can sit and they can recall what happened and then they have their own plan. All of our efforts are to, empower them, equip them for the future. So inshallah we hope like these things will help them as well.
Inshallah.
Okay, so this connection before correction, we talk all the time.
Uh,
Yeah. Yes, Sister Faiza.
This tool, connection before correction, this tool invites parents to connect with their children before they um, attempt any correction of misbehavior.
Hmm.
Central piece of connection before correction is the parent's ability to remain calm and grounded in the face of difficult situations. When that containment of emotion is in place, parents are able to maintain their connection with children. At that
Mhm.
point, moving on to the correction piece does not elicit resistance or rebellion.
Yeah, we'll just why I want to stop here is because of this important statement. The central piece of connection before correction is the parent's ability to remain calm and grounded in the face of difficult situations. Why it is so important? Because we have seen when we are triggered, like I see this all the time, when I'm like sleep deprived or I'm hungry or I'm tired with overload of the work or something, the same situation I can deal differently as compared to when I'm calm. So it's really important. It's really important that you are able to connect and do the things with the children. And if you're not able to, simply move away or walk away from the situation and do not try to do any sort of like correction or anything before you are grounded yourself. Very, very important.
I think that's the hardest part.
Hardest part. So that's
Hardest
why,
part to control
as
yourself.
yeah, as in any parenting journey, when we talk about like whatever the courses we come across, they always first address your own triggers. So what is that triggers you? For example, my child is crying over a toy, but why I'm getting triggered? I should not be. Why the crying triggers me? Why the loud voices triggers me? And there, of course, our inner child wounds and traumas. So, as in always, when we are into the parenting journey, we always heal ourselves first, take care of our triggers first, and whatever is possible, if we need therapy or whatever, we do this first. And then, even after this, there are the things which come up with the life. Like, for example, I just gave you the situation example when I am just back from the holidays. Just on the night we arrived at our home, after 2 hours, my son vomited. So we were just there. It was such a long 1 day flight. One day After 1 day flight, you are tired, your luggage is all over the place, and this second day, my son was hospitalized. And at this moment, I, of course, was not in much great state of composure as I am now after 10 days of this all incident. So the things keep happening in life, right? Uh, Triggers keep coming, but deal with the traumas within yourself. And the small things is okay. This is life. It is not meant to be a bed of roses, right?
Hmm. Well, I think, our emotions reflect on our child's emotions as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I
Yeah.
believe every time if I am having a conversation with my child,
Mm.
whatever I am feeling, they will feel the same way.
Definitely, yes.
If I am angry, annoyed,
Mm.
irritated, they will give me
Mm.
the same emotions back.
Yeah.
So,
So it,
yeah, I think it's very important to be calm
mm.
yourself.
So it says children are your mirror. Like they show you what you are. Exactly. So we are like, oh, why they are behaving like this? And then
The
I
dark
realize,
side most of the times.
yes, yes, yes. So Jubilee say even the bed of roses may have thorns. Yes. So pick your, thorns and your roses side by side as you are in this world. Yes, Faiza, this will show us the
Mhm.
dark side of ours. And that's where we start working on ourselves. Alhamdulillah. Yeah. You
Mm.
want to continue?
Examples of disconnection after mistakes. Yelling
Mm.
and screaming. What have you done? Labeling
Mm.
children negatively, stupid, lazy, bum, etc. Shaming. I cannot believe you are my child. Guilt tripping. Look how you made me behave. Dismissing what the child feels. You can't be feeling this way. You don't get angry with your friends. Silent
Mm.
treatment without explaining to the child what is going on. Withdrawing privileges indefinitely with no clear limit. You are grounded. No more TV for you.
I think we all have done something of this at some point in
I
our
think
life.
we've been doing it,
Yes,
definitely.
that's the thing. But it's okay. We will learn and we will not like shame ourselves, inshallah. Okay.
But then, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know, maybe yes, the
Yeah, yeah,
same
go on.
problem. We know the problem, but then we still, we know the solution as well, but we still,
Yes,
can't.
because Faiza, this is in our subconscious brain. The neurons are already um, used to of this. There are already neuronal connections in our brain. They are formed already. So now only conscious parenting will break them one by one, and slowly, slowly until the new ones are formed. And maybe sometimes I feel like maybe the things I want, I may not be able to do with my children because of all these things. Maybe with my grandchildren then, you know, who knows? Because we are trying, and this subconscious brain, that's why know the early years matter because it was in our subconscious since we were children. And now in our near 40s, maybe someone is younger here, but still in 30s or 40s, you are trying to change all these patterns of maybe 20 years. It's a big thing you are doing.
And I
So,
believe, parenting should be taught in schools and
school.
colleges.
Yes.
It needs to
Yes.
be taught at early stages,
Yes.
before
Before marriage.
the students,
Yeah.
definitely.
So they should be,
Even with the
yeah.
marriage, I believe that it needs to be taught How to,
Yes,
live with the life partner,
spouse, yes,
how to live
yes,
with your life. It's
exactly.
very
The
important.
all this image of, again, as Julia was talking in the bed of roses, which was given to us after the marriage, you know, the Prince Charming and all that. It just goes down the lane when you realize the reality of the world. And same, I think, from the other side as well, because we don't know the, like, again, in Islam, marriage is a sacred bond, and why you are being married to other person and what are the responsibilities. And when I was learning, it was like such an eye opening. It's not just because of, yes, the love and other things come with it, but it's a responsibility and the respect of the differences in opinion, which keeps marriage going. And it's so difficult. Even I would admit, like, it's so difficult because we were never taught these things. And I always believe, like, if I knew one thing in the life earlier, that's the communication skills. How to communicate without getting offended. Really,
Definitely.
it's it's just so hard. If you know the better communication skills, like with your husband, and they are the people who know, mashallah, so they can deal with even the difficult situations in amazing way. And people like me, they can make, they can make every situation end up into argument.
Well, there's
Oh.
another thing I feel like, even with the teaching part,
Mhm.
we teach our daughters a lot of stuff, but I
Mm.
think a change needs in parenting of boys as well. Because
Yes,
I think most of the times boys' mums feel that, okay, you know what, it's hard.
I know.
Definitely it's harder to teach the
Mm.
boys.
Mm.
Girls
I
are
know.
easier, but definitely
Yes,
I think they need more efforts
yes, yes, they do.
and they need more pampering as well. I think
Mm.
um, I often tell my husband that we pamper our girls,
Mm.
always thinking that, okay, they're going to leave us one day.
Mm.
Allah knows best what are they going to
Yeah.
get in their next life. But I
Mm.
believe that, we need to pamper our boys more because they are the ones, they don't go
Mm.
anywhere, but then they will get so much on their plate, they
Yes,
will never get
true.
enough time for themselves.
That this is so true, Faiza, because when a child's cup is not filled, and child is still a child, is your little boy, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12. You need to fill it so that he can provide. From very beginning, we make them a very strong, tough boy. I don't know what type of masculinity we are giving. And then with such an emptiness inside them, they keep carrying and carrying and carrying. Then how can they pour? You know, I most of the time I discuss this with my husband. Like, I'm more worried about how they will be when they are grown up, and what type of husband they would be, rather than the sons
Definitely.
they are now. Because I am still a mother, I will deal with everything, but they they need to be like good husbands. I say the same. I don't want any other, women to complain like I do. So it's very,
Definitely.
very important. And the same Sister Devi is saying that I read somewhere that we raise our boys to be good sons, not to be good husbands, but we teach girls to be good wives. Very true. That's
That's
very,
true.
very true. And yes, there should be a balance. I think there should be a balance. Our boys need love too. They need, I think, more, as far as I'm saying. Very true. I agree.
I feel like sometimes it depends on the culture as well, what culture you
Yes,
come from.
it
Because
definitely does.
especially the Asian side of culture, they always favor the boys over the girls over a lot of things. And even like
Hmm.
like tidying up after your food and stuff
Yes, I know what
like
you mean, sister. Yes. Yeah,
that.
there is definitely a culture like this where we, I know, prefer boys more, like in terms of giving them more and giving girls less.
Yeah, and then if you look at like sometimes open or white culture, if you look at it, they teach both of the girls and the men to
Mm,
cook, live out when they go
mm,
university, so they have that
mm,
independence, they know what they're doing, kind of thing. So sometimes I feel
mm,
like it's better because sometimes mothers are always favoring their boys and making sure that food's in and they're cooking, they're freezing
mm,
food,
mm,
they're beyond that they need to instead of
mm.
giving that the boys need to become better.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
it
that's
should
very true.
be taught the exact skill set. Like if the
Mm,
women, if you're teaching your daughter to cook, you should be teaching your son to cook too. If you're teaching your daughter to tidy up, your son should know how to
Hmm.
tidy.
Hmm. Hmm.
You the respect
Exactly.
him, you should teach your son as well.
Hmm.
And plus of
Hmm.
masculinity as well, because in this day and age, there's a lot of other stuff going on with obviously the men feeling like they're more like women and
Hmm.
changing their sex and everything. So I think there's always that fine line, isn't it? Making sure you're
Hmm.
not or you're not
Hmm.
doing too much, but you're not doing too less.
Yes.
So
Yes.
another someone else's daughter suffers.
Hmm. Exactly. Exactly. So, there, as you said, there is a fine balance. And there is also one thing in early years, whether it's a girl or boy, and early years, I mean like very early years, 3, 4, 5, 6 type of, where you are involving them in chores or everything, but the love should be equally distributed. The empathy should be there for both of them. When a boy is hurt and you are saying, it's okay, don't cry, or boys don't cry. And instead, when a girl is hurt and you are hugging her, soothing her because she's a girl, this is where the remarkable difference comes, and the boys learn from the early age they should not cry, they should not show their pain, they cannot be hurt. Although they are just a child, they're still a children. And once you fill these early ages with the love, empathy, care, and be there for them and listening to their emotions, then the foundation is there, and then you start building on it. Then you give them chores, and you give them responsibilities, and then it's equally distributed. But this very early years, we mess up. May Allah help us.
Mhm.
Sister Julia is saying, patriarchy is actually prevailed in every culture. The more I'm getting exposure to different cultures, it's shocking to know even in so-called modern cultures, moms worry about outspoken girls that who will marry you. Yes, who will marry you is the common statement, right?
Mhm.
Yes, Sister Faiza, you want to say something? You want to continue reading?
Shall I continue?
Yeah.
Okay, so examples of connection before correcting. Your child spilled milk on the floor. He's crying and looking apprehensively at you. Hug, soothe, and say, it's okay. Accidents happen. No harm done. Let's clean it up together. But I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
If your child does it 5 times a day, every single day, what shall we do then?
I feel for you. So it depends on what is the child's age. And then
Well,
even if bit grown up child, for example, is still doing it, then what is the child trying to communicate to you with this thing? I'm not saying you can be calm all the time. If it's happening, as you said, 5 times a day, every single day, there could be one moment when you just snapped, right? And you cannot
Mhm.
be as calmer, and it's okay because you have always been calm. And this is not that one moment which a child is learning, but the other moments when you were calm. And then just try to, again, I would say, see age appropriately, what is fine and how you can maybe help. For example, if this is a very young child and the child keeps doing, then perhaps keep it out of the reach of the child. And whenever you can, just assist the child until they are good in the holding or maybe the skills like this. If you think it's too much on you, because we know here there's lots of work.
Mhm.
So yeah.
That's true. Again, as I said, we know the we know the
We know
problem, we
that,
know the
yes.
solution, but then we we
Yeah.
can't do it every single time. I know with my son, he's 9 years old. He does
Mm,
it every single time he eats or drinks, but
mm,
I know the
mm,
problem is that he is not concentrating on his food.
mm, mm,
His attention is somewhere else.
mm,
Either
mm,
he's watching TV or he's
mm,
talking or he's doing something else. So I have
mm,
to just remind him again and again that, okay, focus on what you are doing, please.
mm.
Please.
Yeah. Interestingly, my son has the same thing. So he has a bit of like maybe you can say ADHD symptoms or something, but he has this clumsiness. He has not this
Mm,
right grip of the things. He's 10. He's going to be 11 very soon. He does spill water many times. And all the time, if I'm around, what I do is, if he's about to take a water from the jug into the glass, I just said, be careful. Look, what are you doing, right? If I'm around. If sometimes I'm not around, it's just on the table. Then, if again, if it's possible and I'm around and he's there, I give him a cloth to clean it. Sometimes he does, sometimes it's just spilled there. So, like as I said, I know him and his needs. Otherwise, my 8-year-old would do the same thing in a better way. So, I think if he would do, I would maybe more angry on him because he can do it. But he
Well,
and my
I
other
just
two
have
can do
one
it better
son,
way. Mm-hmm.
two daughters. My daughters, even my youngest one, she's 4. She can
Mm-hmm.
do it in a better way, but he always
Mm.
try. I think it's, I don't know.
It's just a
Um,
child. Yeah, it's just a child
I
sometimes.
I feel that boys overall are like that in a
Yes.
way that, they just, if he's running around, it's not possible for him to just stay home without falling down or getting hurt. Every
Hmm.
single down time he just steps out, falls down, get hurt.
Hmm.
Even if he's walking in the house, he'll just bump into the wall. I was like,
Hmm.
the
I
wall
know.
doesn't
I
move
can,
around,
yeah. No,
you
I
know?
can relate to it. Hmm. It is just like it could be boys, but as I said, I have three boys. My eldest is like this. My other two are not as such.
Mm.
But it's just like, you don't have to label a child always like he's ADHD or something like this. It's just
Mhm,
this one thing maybe they're not good at. So just
mhm.
keep saying this, as Divya is saying, I accept it for my child that he's clumsy, just like I am. And I now forgive him every time. So Divya is very, generous to accept she's clumsy, right? And he just used to inform me, Mama, it's spilled, I'm gonna clean. Very good, very good. And I sometimes do help him, sometimes I don't. I used to bump in walls all my childhood. So Faiza, it's okay.
You know,
We have
you know,
living example now with us.
Sister Joelia remind me of something. My son, when
Mm-hmm.
he was a baby,
Mm-hmm.
he every single time, I mean, when he started crawling, even at that time,
Mm-hmm.
every time he used to get angry, he used to bump his head into the wall.
Mm-hmm.
So one
Yeah.
time we
Mm-hmm.
went to Pakistan and we
Mm-hmm.
were on the airport. We had to wait for our luggage. It was very hot. He couldn't bear the heat.
I
And he was
know.
crying. He was,
Mm-hmm.
I think, around 4 years old that time. He was continuously crying that I need to get out of this place.
Mm-hmm.
And we were waiting for the luggage. I couldn't help it. But what
Mm-hmm.
he got so angry that he just bumped his head on the floor. And it was not a wooden floor, it was marble floor.
Oh,
He
I
bumped
know.
his head and he got hurt. He cried
Mm-hmm.
so much. And there was a guy standing next to us. I heard him saying to the other person, Look, this child is from UK. I know it now for sure." He thought it's a wooden floor, it won't hurt it, but it did hurt him.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then that
Yeah.
was the last time he bumped his head, sister.
Mm-hmm.
After that day, he never
He
ever
learned a
bumped his
lesson.
head.
He
He
learned a
learned a
lesson.
lesson. So every time he bumps
Mm.
into the wall, I just remind him that, okay, you remember?
I know, I know. So, in the same way
Oh,
as my children were in the Pakistan, so we were like reminding them all the time, they are like physically playing rough play with of the boys all the time. So I'm like, listen, that's not the wooden floor. So once you are fallen on the floor, you're gone. So they're like, okay. So it is like
mm,
this. So yeah, children are different, and they are clumsy at times. As you said, it's patience from us, and it's not easy job as a parent. With like Jiviria has done, just teach your child, okay, you are doing this now, you're cleaning this every time. Sometimes they will do,
mm,
sometimes they will not do, but at least they will start doing it.
Mashallah.
Inshallah.
Okay,
Okay,
so
we've
your
just
son
finished.
failed math.
Yeah, yeah, we just finished this. Mm.
Okay, your son failed math. When you hear the news, begin by checking in with yourself. How are you feeling? If you're not calm, inform your son that you will talk about this issue at a later time once you have calmed down. I'm very upset right now. Once I calm down, we will talk about this. Step away to calm down and gather your thoughts. If you are calm when you hear the news, begin by checking in with your son about how he feels. If you can read his emotional state, Reflect back what you sense. After checking in, process using curiosity questions such as what can you do to improve your performance in the class?
Hmm.
Your teenage daughter admitted to smoking weed. She's anxious, apologetic, and keeps saying, I don't know what to do. Contain your emotions, acknowledge what you are feeling to yourself, and avoid yelling
Hmm.
and screaming. Hug or hold your daughter, assure her that you will both work together to deal with the situation. Take time to process and reflect, then sit down with her and discuss options.
I'm just wondering, like, how, like, subhanallah, a parent who is doing this, I like amazing because just imagine a child who knows a child has a safe space to come back to no matter what, and you are not rejecting them. It is so common in our desi culture when you see, like, क्या word use होता है? We use a word like सर पे चढ़ा देते हैं बच्चों को ना, when you are continually just validating them. But I will not share that example, but I have this live example in my home, and I actually witnessed when you're accepting your child like this behavior, okay, no matter how bad they will do or they want to do, but they are actually maybe sometimes testing you, want to look in your eyes and see if there is still this acceptance for me. And once they know you are accepted no matter what, they will trust me, never even want to do this. They are, mashallah, the children are very smart. Sometimes they do mistake, and they cannot come back to you because they know they will not be accepted. But once they know they are, you are just, I think, making their life easy. They know they can come back to you. And we are like in our household, like, how dare you? And with the first thing, and our children, most of us who are here, have young children, right? And still, we, on every little thing, we make an issue out of this. We yet not have those. I think Faiza has a teen daughter just now. Once they are into the teens, you do not know what kind of world they will step out into. And if you are not there for them, the world is out there for them, and they will validate and take them in a manner which you do not and never want. So be there for them. It's okay for their little mistakes to be accepting them, or maybe just saying, it's okay, we'll figure it out. If you are going to do every little thing, you will not be calm or in a calmer state or whatever. It's just little now. In 5 years or 10 years, the other things will happen, and they will definitely happen because child will never be a child in for the whole life, right? Mistakes will happen, but once they know parent can accept them, then this belief will also make their relation with Allah better as well, because then they know Allah can accept as well. The children who have their uh, view with the parents distorted, they have their religious beliefs distorted as well, because the worldview of a child is created through their relation with their parents. And most of the time, when you come across such adults who think they are so sinful and Allah will not forgive them, most commonly they have something in their childhood where they were not forgiven for their mistakes. So think of it as a long term goal, not as a small thing happening just now, but what you are preparing your child for the future and for their relationship with Allah. Because you will not be there, but Allah will remain in their life forever until the end of their life. So this relationship should be protected at any cost. Right, sisters? Anything else you want to say before we leave?
Again, it was a very beneficial session. I missed it
Thank you.
so much. I think I felt
Thank
this.
you.
It just
Yeah.
keeps us on the track.
Yes,
Just
exactly. For me too. For
reminders.
me too. Hmm. So inshallah, sisters, we will be inshallah like
Definitely.
doing it. Yeah, sister Yasmin, wanted to say something?
Just want to say Jazakallah, thank you so much. It was really good listening to you guys and going through the book as
Hmm.
well.
Yeah, it's good to have you on board as well. More like-minded parents who want to bring the change in their children, and this is for the sake of their akhirah, both the world and the akhirah. We are doing this, inshallah. I would say jihad in So may Allah
Mhm.
help us. And the more people we have, it's easier because then you are not alone. And then when you slip, there are other people around you who will remind you, and we can do it together, inshallah. So I will think of, among these things we have gone through some task. You can also think of people, Sister Javeria, Faiza, Yasmin, if any task you think we can do until the next week. I'm fond of be there. Let's see. But let's take today and think of whatever task we can assign ourselves, and we'll discuss it in our next session. Right?
I think
Okay, so
whatever we have done in today's, I think all of them are equally important.
important.
I
Yeah.
can't choose that, which one I should practice. I
Hmm.
think all of them,
Hmm.
we
Yeah,
need
if
to
you can,
practice it.
like, yes, if without
Inshallah.
feeling overwhelmed about these things, then of course the best is to practice all what we have learned.
Then I think they're all connected
Yes.
somehow.
I was just about to say the same thing.
Mhm. They're all
Mm-hmm.
connected. So if we choose to practice one, I think rest of them will get in place themselves.
Yes.
Inshallah.
Yes.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Inshallah. Okay, so very nice, lovely meeting. Inshallah, recording will be shared as well. I whenever I get a time, Sister Yasmin, I will put the link for the recording from the previous sessions as well. Inshallah, we hope it's beneficial for you and you can join us further as well. We are so happy to have you.
Jazakallah, thank you so much.
So happy